Hello, it's the end of week 11, and things are about the same. I am apparently really into V-necks. It looks like everything I wear is a V-neck in these videos. I'm about to run a 5K to do marathon training. I did not reach out to any more companies. I decided to wait until I know that I have Fridays and Saturdays off, the day officially got announced this week, and it's a day in mid-April. The actual date is, I forget the actual date, but day in mid-April, I will know the week of May 10th. I will know my new days off, and I really hope, and I have about 80 to 90% confidence that I will have Fridays and Saturdays off, because the last two times we did it, Fridays and Saturdays were available. I just didn't take it because I like the other shifts on those days of the week more better. I will be reaching out, touching hands, touching me, touching you, and oh God, doing more outreach for DJ companies starting in mid-April, or May, late May, April. Nope, JK. Mid to late April, I'm going to start reaching out again to companies. The main thing this last week before my end of quarter vacation is really starting to decide what my next 12-week goals are, and making that so that by it will be the 4th of July will be the next end of the 12-week year. So I guess I succeeded on what I wanted to do. Was I got noticed by one company, and he wants Fridays and Saturdays off from me, so he can't really do much, but I like what you got. So trying to get, once I can tell him, hey, I got Fridays and Saturdays off starting, it would be like May 15th or something like that, then he's gonna like that. So once I can tell people that, that's when companies are gonna like that for DJing companies. So I think I'm gonna start my next Q2 of 2012. Will be trying to figure out to envision what I want my next 10 years of my life to be. So no big deal. Just how do I want the next 10 to 15 years to be in my life, and how I want to do it. The one thing I've noticed is you never know what day you're gonna die. I'm gonna try to sporadically do these vacations, 3 a year, potentially 4, and weekend getaways. So because that's the best you're gonna do. You hope you can make it to retirement. I have a couple people in my age range that I know personally that didn't make it to now. So you never know when that's gonna happen, and you just enjoy life as much as you can and pursue bigger goals and hope that you're able to accomplish them before you kick the bucket, is the phrase, something like that. You don't make it anymore, no more days after that, and you hope to make it to the 70s. You're 70 years old is my thing. Is I would like my 70s to be as good as my college years. Looking it up this past week, the college campus life, or the Disney College program, is what I did too. That type of atmosphere, those two things are very hard to replicate in real life. There's nothing where you have such a group of people similar to your age that are in a confined space. The next closest thing would be a retirement community, which would be in your 70s. And then you can also travel more and you have more money in your 70s. That is the goal. Make it to your 70s in good shape and as good as health as you can ask. My grandma, who's in her 80s, was in pretty good health in her 70s, and she kept a good diet and decent regular workouts. So marathon training may be a little too hardcore. It gets me motivated for now. For the next potentially few years, we'll see. I may change that, but having a vision for the next 10 to 15 years, pretty hard. To be like, am I gonna doing this for the next 10 to 15 years is a very hard question to ask, whatever this is, and making sure that I would like that. And I can't find a community as good as a college campus or the Disney College program. Finding something is good. What is the equivalent to that in middle-aged life? And I think it's going to just cost a lot of money going to concerts, going to restaurants, and going to events with people around your age kind of thing. And it's a lot more mixed age events. So people are going to be older than you, a good chunk of people are going to be younger than you, hence middle-aged. But there's not really too many full groups for specifically middle-aged people. So looking forward into the middle age now that I am young adult life is coming to a close. Unfortunately, I actually have to figure out what is middle-aged life and plan for that. I've luckily made it so I have a very cheap life and have minimal responsibilities, very little, if no debts. I think I am actually debt-free. I think I can say I'm currently debt-free at the moment. And the only thing is I do feel like I lack a bigger purpose. I have things that I enjoy doing, but what is the main thing? So in college, I wanted to be the big head concert chair of Millersville University. I ended up getting that. That was awesome. DJing throughout my college life, living in Disney World was the big goal, did that. So what is the big main vision? How do I want my everyday general life to be? What is as best as you can do in middle-aged life? Weird to think about this. And then just start pursuing that. And then knowing that I would say in 5 to 10 years that, let's say in 2036, I'm going to look back and be like, this is what I wanted in 2026. You're living that life. When I was a kid, I'm like, I want to live in Disney World now. It's cool. Hey, in year 2000 is when I went and visited Disney World for the first time. And I'm like, I want to live in Disney World. My mom's like, good luck doing that. She didn't say that, but she's like, all right, honey. And I'm like, I'm going to do it. And I did it. Now it's like, all right, fulfilled that, but now I need to actually figure out what is life. I can still live in Disney World. I just feel unfulfilled. The corporate ladder of moving up within Disney, not what I envision to be a fulfilled life, that living life to the fullest. How cool you're doing the corporate thing, which mainly is how do I say it? You are fulfilling what the shareholders want, which is mostly money. So if having all this knowledge of Disney World and the history of Disney World, there has been throughout the history of Disney a kind of push and pull of creativity, and the creative department, Imagineering, and the finance department have been going back and forth in shareholders. So it's sometimes creativity wins and you get 2 extra parks of Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom. And then sometimes finance wins, which is now the whole reservations, the everything upcharged right now, and Lightning Lane instead of free fast pass. So there's that. So we're in the finances winning right now, and hopefully creative will win, but that's not looking like in the next few years. And at that point, I might as well back away from Disney and just be a guest. Doing the whole Disney thing for now, but long term doesn't really align with what I'm doing, is specifically working for Disney, but working with Disney as a DJ. Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's awesome. And working in events, somehow working right now, the current thing is becoming PMP, Project Manager Professional Certified with PMI, is the current front runner. How am I going to do that? And what does that life entail? So that's my current thing. That could change in the next couple weeks, that I am trying to figure out what I'm doing with my next life. So by 4th of July, I would like to have a plan for the next 10 years of my life. It looks like that might be one of the, if not the main goal, but that's, so this week I'm going to think about making the next 12-week plan, and then I have my vacation at the end of the 12 weeks. Next time you'll see me, I will be in an Atlanta vacation. That's going to be cool. So I will see if I can do this on location in Atlanta and give a weekly recap of the end of a 12-week year and what that vacation is like at the end of, so that is your reward at the end of the 12 weeks. So I've made some metrics that the lead metrics, or I made the lead metrics and I got one lag metric that I was aiming for. And there you go. We're going to reevaluate, see how I want to plan. Yes. All right, cool. See you in Atlanta next week.